Yo, welcome back to the channel. Back-to-back videos today. I got another reaction. We're gonna be doing a reaction to the world's worst chef. Furthermore, to be honest, yo, I've actually never seen this guy ever cook food. Never. I've seen him grill meat, do this, but actually make a proper meal like from scratch. Like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Never, ever in my entire life. I see him hold salt from here and sprinkle the salt from there. That's it. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it, bruv.
It's the man.
Once the golden man of social media, Salt Bae has now become the center of ridicule. From the moment he was snubbed by Messi at the World Cup to being stopped by security at the door of a Champions League after party, the image of a star once celebrated worldwide is now shrouded in criticism. Online, he is seen as a symbol of hollow fame. In real life, his chain of restaurants, once considered the pinnacle of luxury, is gradually shrinking. 5 out of 7 U.S. locations have closed. London has seen profits drop by over 30%, and Beverly Hills, the flagship that was once a point of pride, has officially shut its doors. At the heart of it all are endless controversies. Bills more expensive than a car, accusations of a workplace environment like the Hunger Games, or poorly timed political decisions that have alienated him in some of the most lucrative markets. And the big question remains, what caused a global meme, born from a 36-second salt-sprinkling moment, to fall so far? Why has a luxury icon once sought after by DiCaprio, Beckham, and Bruno Mars become a laughingstock on the very stage he built? And what truths have the public yet to hear? All will be revealed in this video. You won't just see the fragmented pieces reported by the media, but the entire picture where money, fame, and mental well-being
Let me see
are
it all, bro.
And the cost of maintaining a glittering facade that is hollow inside. The reasons, the decisions, and the moments leading to this chain of drama will be fully exposed only here in this video. Looking at the falls and scandals today, it's easy to feel that this was an inevitable ending. But to understand why that golden glow shattered so easily, we must rewind to the beginning. A small kitchen in Istanbul where Nusret Gökçe, a poor butcher, turned his skills into a performance. In 2017, a 36-second salt sprinkle video garnered over 16 million views in just a few days after being posted, transforming him from an unknown into a global meme, skyrocketing his Instagram from 0 to millions of followers overnight. The most powerful stars flocked to Nusret, Beckham, DiCaprio,
I need
Bruno
to say,
Mars,
yeah,
even Chris.
Some people just get so fucking lucky with the algorithm. I swear to you. Like, imagine you're going fucking famous, yeah, for just doing that. Fucking hell, bro. I swear, sometimes the algorithm is really, really friendly to fucking useless people.
Cristiano Ronaldo, the man who controls his image like no other, sat at his table, ate gold-plated steak, and smiled for the cameras. Salt Bae wasn't just selling food, he was selling moments. Every meal was a gold-plated performance, with bills that could reach at least $140,000. After years of being celebrated worldwide, the golden glow surrounding Salt Bae began to crack from the very thing that propelled him to the top: an insatiable hunger for the spotlight and a desire to be the center of attention wherever he went. The pinnacle of luxury didn't just nurture a brand, it also planted in him the illusion that fame could open every door. And it was this illusion that led to the fateful moment at the 2022 World Cup. Right after the final match, Salt Bae rushed onto the field like an outsider, attempting to take photos with players and grab the trophy from their hands.
My guy snatched up Messi. He said, "Come here, Messi. Get over here."
This action was immediately captured by countless cameras. Messi, known for his calm demeanor, dodged him with a cold, irritated glance, and his teammates displayed similar attitudes. This moment wasn't just distasteful, it was a clear attempt at clout-chasing, borrowing the tournament spotlight to go viral. Messi's fans quickly took to social media, reacting with harsh comments and mockery, while Salt Bae's apparent glee only made the situation more ironic. Salt Bae's impulsive action didn't just offend millions of viewers, it sparked an immediate
He literally snatched the fucking... He snatched it from the baby, you know?
Had now become a serious issue involving security and control over the pitch. FIFA swiftly intervened. An internal investigation was launched, with a statement banning Salt Bae from attending official football events, transforming him from a familiar face at top-tier global events into a persona non grata. No more lavish parties, no more cameras and flashing lights welcoming him. Just the image of a man standing on the field, forcing a smile while realizing his golden aura was fading. A statement from the governing body read, "Following a review, FIFA has determined how certain individuals improperly accessed the pitch after the closing ceremony at Lusail Stadium on December 18. Appropriate internal action will be taken. This was a turning point. It marked the shift from being a respected and welcomed figure to a global laughingstock. But what's notable isn't just this incident. It was the inevitable consequence of a series of decisions, how he managed his empire, his choices regarding his image, and his relationships with power, money, and fame. After the fall at the 2022 World Cup, do you think Salt Bae's image would remain intact and stop there? No. The looks on the pitch were just the beginning. When the stage lights dimmed, another question arose. Without viral moments, what does he truly have left? And it was at this moment that those who once supported him, from online communities to celebrities, began to speak out.
This is like, you know, on your wedding day, you have some wedding crasher comments like, I want a picture with you, even though you want to celebrate with your people, right? Like, look, this is a big moment for the team. And then, like, FIFA's investigating how this happened, what this happened. Well, guys, the calls are coming from inside the house. Because apparently, this Salt Bae dude is really good friends with FIFA president, Gianni Infantino.
The community erupted in outrage, voicing their opinions on various platforms.
So the FIFA's always been corrupt then, yeah? It's never changed.
What is he even doing there? He should be cooking in the kitchen.
From news outlets to comments by celebrities, the wave of criticism spread widely. Many famous figures who once happily posed for photos with Salt Bae now publicly distanced themselves, some even mocking how he turned meals into absurd performances. Certain football stars hinted on social media that fame cannot replace respect, as if sending a direct message to the man behind the salt sprinkle. The fame that once elevated...
Like, literally, I swear down, I have not even seen him grill meat. That's all I've seen him ever fucking do, Rev. Picking up a grilled piece of meat and chopping it up. That's all I've ever seen him do, fam. And somehow he became fucking famous, bruv. Charging stupid amount for the money, or for fucking meat. Stupid amount of money for meat. How is this even fucking possible? How? Fucking hell, bruv. People.
Him now turned its back on him.
I actually tried that burger, everybody, when I was there. It is ridiculously expensive.
And once doubt took root,
Guga, come on, man.
Behind the glittering glass
Why
doors
you gotta
of
say that?
Once considered
just say it was horrible.
Unexpected stories burst
Forget
into
the expensive
open. Bills
part.
that made the world raise its eyebrows. A meal with a few pieces of gold-plated steak priced as much as a car. The $140,000 figure was no longer a symbol of prestige, but became evidence of hollow extravagance.
Hold up, the Salt Bae guy from the meme has a chain of restaurants and they cost how much?
When you pay $31,000 to see Salt Bae, but don't eat meat.
So that's about $8,500
Wait.
$8,500 to eat.
So this, wait, did she just say when he paid $3,500 to see Salt Bae, but you don't eat meat? So people are just going there just to see him, paying 35 grand. What the actual fuck, man? Like, have you ever actually, you would say, you just walk in and you just randomly saw a homeless person. Have you ever actually just bought food, without even telling them anything, without even speaking to that homeless person? Have you ever just looked at a homeless person, looked at that homeless person and just said, you know what, I'm going to go get them a meal. And you just walked into a shop, you got them a proper meal, something that you eat yourself. You know what I mean? Like a proper meal that you would buy for yourself. You're not thinking about the money or anything. You're just looking for a nice, proper meal. Have you ever just done that, bought the meal and just walked to a homeless person and give them the food? You just give them the food. And whatever change they have in your pocket, just give it to them. That is, I swear to you, there is no better feeling than that. I promise you. Like, nobody's recording anything. Nobody's doing anything. Like, nobody's watching your movements. You literally just see a random person who's homeless. You go into the store, buy a meal, and just give it to them. Give them some change, some drink, whatnot. And then you just keep up moving. That is one of the best feelings ever. I swear to you. And it's so fucking priceless. The feeling that you get, when you do something like that is so fucking priceless. You can't put a price to that feeling that you get. So being able to spend 35 fucking thousand pounds, dollars, wherever they fucking may be, because if you're paying in $35, it's more in fucking pounds. You get it? So, whatever you're fucking paying, just to see some fucking guy with the glasses who's dashing salt from his hairy fucking arms. I swear future generations are going to look back on this fucking society and think, what the fuck was in the water? What were they drinking? What was in the air? Like, what was wrong with these people? Fucking ridiculous, man. You could have spent that £35 to like 35,000 to like feed a homeless shelter for months upon months, bruv. Multiple homeless shelters. Rather than fucking getting that one meal, you could have gave thousands of meals, man. You fucking disgusting people, bruv.
Eat at a meme restaurant? What next? Is Disaster Girl gonna open a taco shop? Alien Guy's Barbecue? Kermit's House of Tea? I can't keep doing this. And the funny thing is, that's not even the real Salt Bay. He hires lookalikes to work at different locations.
Are you fucking serious?
That's not Salt Bay, that's Paprika Bay.
He's actually getting fucking... Oh, that is such a fucking disrespect. And the woman didn't even realize shit. That is such a fucking violation, man. If I'm paying 35,000, to your fucking restaurant for some fucking mediocre steak, I expect to see you. I don't expect to see no fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry that looks like you, bruv. How dare you? The audacity. Wafankulo.
Customers began to speak out. Many felt they had been scammed, as the shiny gold layer on the meat added no culinary value, only serving as an Instagram prop. The money spent no longer bought an experience, but merely a fleeting illusion on social media. What was once called luxury was now laid bare, leaving a sense of being exploited and disrespected. Amid this wave, Salt Bay began to respond. Quality is never expensive.
What?
But, as you might expect, the reactions were quite polarized.
It's
Quality
shameful
is
to
never
flaunt this
expensive.
when people are starving around the world. What a fool.
While another person sarcastically wrote,
"You're right. Quality is never expensive, but this is."
If the exorbitant bills left customers feeling betrayed right at the dining table, the stories from within were even more shocking. Because behind every piece
Baby,
of
I'm pissed
gold-plated
off.
steak
Come
was
give
not
me a
just
hug.
a layer of shiny metal, but also
Baby.
sweat, effort, and untold stories from former employees.
Baby,
Those who
I'm
once
pissed
stood
off.
behind the kitchen flames began sharing their own experiences.
Baby.
They described an environment akin to a real-life Hunger Games, where employees never knew if they'd be fired during a shift. According to some former staff, they described a harsh working environment. Reports included managers withholding tips, shifts stretching late into the
Baby.
night without overtime pay, and even allegations of passports being confiscated. These details have not been independently verified, but contribute to the controversial picture surrounding the brand. Meanwhile, some restaurant branches were found to have violated food safety regulations or deliberately cut operating
Give me a hug,
costs to the
baby.
point that customers had to dine in freezing conditions. These experiences stood in stark contrast to the promise of gold-plated luxury. All of this paints a different picture, an empire dazzling on the outside but hollow within.
Almost every health and nutrition expert agrees that ultra-processed foods are bad for you. But we're noticing this weird anomaly in the carnivore community that I wanted to inform you about. I think you'll be very interested in this. So some researchers got together and they came up with this rating or classification system of ultra-processed foods.
In a statement, a spokesperson from the Ministry of Health wrote, "We will review this matter." Representatives of the restaurant did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The complaints, accusations, and exorbitant bills circulating on social media quickly sparked a domino effect. From being a lavish destination for the elite, Nusret began its decline. By July 2025, reports indicated that 5 out of 7 Nusret locations in the U.S. were forced to close, including the Beverly Hills branch, once considered the flagship store, a symbol of the brand's luxurious status, which officially ceased operations in June 2025. In London, revenue dropped by over 30%, clearly reflecting customers turning away. A report from the industry analysis firm Propel stated that revenue at Nusret and Knightsbridge fell by 31% through the end of last year, down to £180,000
what the
a
fuck
week
was
in one
that?
of London's busiest and wealthiest areas. Thus, the empire Knightsbridge fell by 31%. Propel
Are you
stated that revenue at
fucking
Nusret and
stupid?
reflecting customers turning away. A report
that
from the
alcohol
industry
he's
analysis
got?
firm Propel stated that revenue at Nusret and
Oh no, he's got the pure alcohol. Is he fucking dumb? Is he? Yeah, he is fucking stupid. Definitely someone got hurt there, bruv. Did you see the way it flew?
Knightsbridge fell by 31% through the end of last year,
Fuck.
down to £180,000 a week in one of London's busiest and wealthiest areas. Thus, the empire once adorned with gold, believed to be unshakable, now revealed its clear cracks. No longer a luxurious check-in spot, no longer a haven for superstars. Instead, there are news reports of declining profits, closure announcements, and the cold emptiness of spaces that once shone brightly with lights. These numbers don't just speak to business, they are evidence of a harsh truth. When trust is lost, money and fame, the weapons once considered Salt Bay's greatest strengths, cannot save a crumbling empire. In reality, the series of closures and the current crisis are not random. They are the result of a crack that existed long before. A crack not stemming from the stake itself, but from the very companions Salt Bay chose to align with. Do you remember the incident in 2018? At that time, Venezuela was engulfed in the worst economic crisis of the decade. The local currency had devalued by over 1,000%. Millions of people had to queue for hours just to buy a few loaves of bread, and many families couldn't afford milk for their children. And right at that moment, Salt Bay appeared in a video serving gold-plated steak to President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. According to numerous international news outlets, this stark contrast sparked outrage in the context of Venezuela's crisis.
That's fucking raw.
Because of this, the controversies of 2018 left a wound that was hard to heal. But to be fair, amid the waves of criticism, another truth persists. Salt Bay emerged from a kitchen, not a boardroom. Many who met him behind the counter still describe a familiar rhythm. His knife following the grain, his hand flicking the salt shaker like a professional reflex. His love for the craft was what propelled a butcher to the status of an icon. It didn't vanish just because public backlash erupted. However, when that love became entangled with money and fame for too long, it transformed. The love for the kitchen, which once sustained the brand, gradually became
That's
a
why
love
he
for the
wear
stage.
glasses.
A larger
Okay,
audience,
it makes sense.
harsher spotlights, every meal needing to be a performance. Money poured in, fame followed closely, and the life of the brand, sustained by the trust of customers and the resilience of the team, was stretched to its limits. From that point, every choice became performative. A dish didn't just need to be delicious, it had to be camera-worthy. A moment didn't just need to be courteous, it had to be shareable. It was at this turning point that the moves once praised became kindling for later falls. His love for the craft gave him the confidence to appear wherever crowds gathered. But when the line between audience and private space blurred, every step risked overstepping boundaries. And so on those passionate football nights where all eyes were on the trophy and the stars, the appearance of a famous chef, despite his belief that the audience still adored him, was interpreted differently, as an intrusion into a moment that wasn't his. From here, the question arises for the next chapter.
Like, that's the thing I don't fucking understand, yo. What made him think, yeah, in his what made him think it was normal for him to walk onto the pitch and go to the team? Look, yeah, you heard it on the beginning of the video, yeah. This man is Turkish. Why is he on the football pitch walking up to the Argentinian team? Why is he celebrating with the Argentinian team? Like my guy actually grew up in the country or has ties to the country or anything. My guy say he served a few Argentinians, yeah, like Messi and Sergio Ramos. Wait, is it? Bro, I don't really watch fucking football, Argentinian football like that, bruv. But he sounds Argentinian. but you know what I'm saying, bruv? What the fuck, bruv? Just because you cook for them a few times, you think you have the audacity to walk onto the pitch to celebrate with a team that just won the World Cup. The thing that comes every 4 years. Like, wait, hold up. What the fuck? What? What was you thinking, bro? What was you thinking, bro? Well, okay, yeah, I forgot. The FIFA president and him are friends. Okay, what? Yeah, you ruined that friendship, right? My guy gonna say, I don't know this guy.
Love for the kitchen. What awaits at the gates of the
I don't know
Champions League
him.
2025, where the lights shine brightest but are also the coldest for those not on the guest list. After a series of consecutive
Fucking
controversies from the moment he intruded on the World Cup 2022 trophy ceremony to the string of restaurant scandals involving shocking bills and accusations from former employees, Salt Bay's image as the golden chef sought after by many has faded. The fame that once placed him alongside heads of state, football superstars, and high society galas is now shrouded in skepticism and public fatigue. The door to his glamorous world is gradually closing, but perhaps Salt Bay himself hasn't realized it. He continued to appear regularly at major events, still gravitating toward the flash of cameras as if his glorious past remained unchanged. And it was precisely this gap between what he thought he still had and how the public actually saw him that led to the next bitter moment.
Nusret! Nusret Abi!
In June 2025, during the Champions League after-party, Salt Bae made another appearance. But unlike the days when he was welcomed with red carpets, this time he was not embraced. A video quickly went viral. Salt Bae was stopped by security from entering the VIP area, where players and official guests were gathered. Gone were the moments when cameras followed his every salt sprinkle move. Instead, there was an awkward scene of a man who once commanded the stage being pushed out in front of the crowd.
They said, we don't want your salty ass here.
He quickly spoke out in defense, insisting he only wanted to meet fans and had no intention of crossing boundaries.
Don't worry about
but social
such
media rarely
artificial
spares time for
intelligence.
explanations. The image of the man
No,
stopped at the
I need
door
to
became
read
a
that.
subject of rage.
Wait.
No intention of crossing boundaries.
My guy said,
but so-
no, wait. Let's read that together, people. Let's read the last bit. I don't even want to see the beginning. Also, artificial. Don't worry about such little things. The rest is artificial intelligence. Cheeky. Cheeky little guy. Oh, shit. My back turned. Oh, yeah. He's lying, bro. He's saying, yeah, this is not real footage.
Social media rarely spares
fake
time
news,
for
he's saying. Fake news.
The image of the man stopped at the door became a subject of ridicule, with memes spreading from Twitter to TikTok. To the audience, that moment of being blocked wasn't just a routine act by security. It symbolized something else. Fame was no longer enough to open doors. Despite rumors that he was kicked out of the event, he asserted that he was only there to meet fans. He said, "The rumors spreading on social media that Nusret was kicked out are not true. In reality, there was no party
Excuse
happening.
me.
I wasn't even invited to such an event. I was just passing by and saw someone acting inappropriately in the back, which made it seem like something had happened. But the rumor that I was kicked out is completely false.
They gave me a stronger
this is an attack on my
medication.
reputation." International media, from The Sun to Diario AS and News.com.au, unanimously ran headlines like, "The most embarrassing fall." The same outlets that once published photos of him with Beckham, DiCaprio, or Messi now changed their tone, viewing this as clear evidence of his declining influence. If at the 2022 World Cup, Salt Bae could still get close to the golden trophy only to face Messi's cold stare, this time the distance was even harsher. Not only did the players turn their backs, but the VIP door itself slammed shut in his face. That moment was like a bitter metaphor. From being an icon invited to every lavish banquet, Salt Bae now found himself standing outside the frame. And for a brand that thrived on the spotlight's glamour, that was likely more painful than any failed bill. The golden glow of steak was once enough to obscure all flaws, but in the end, it could not hide one truth. That empire was built on a viral hit on social media, not on sustainable quality. Salt Bae, who once turned a sprinkle of salt into a global brand, has now become a typical example of the phenomenon of empty viral. Something that rises like a straw fire, then fades away when the audience turns their gaze elsewhere. But behind the mocking memes and sarcastic headlines, there is still another story. The story of a poor butcher, gradually finding his way to the world, then being drowned by the halo he created. Perhaps it is not just a lesson about money, fame, or external glamour. It is also a reminder that behind the flash, there is still only a human being, prone to making mistakes, easily carried away, and sometimes easily lost. The final question remains open. Is Salt Bae the one who seizes the opportunity from the beginning, or was he just a man trapped in a golden light of his own making? The answer perhaps lies in how each of us chooses to look at this story.
No. You're being too kind to him, mate. You're being too kind to him. You're being too kind. Listen. You see the thing with, what do you call it? Salt Bae, yeah? You know, in Turkey, the restaurants he's got back home in his homeland, yeah? They don't charge that stupid amount for the food. Honestly, they actually charge, like, local prices. Local people walk into his restaurant, yeah, and actually eat food from there and whatnot. So he charges local people local prices and whatnot, yeah? But when he goes over to the Western countries, when he goes into the eastern parts of the world, western parts, south, he's charging. Now, he could have done the smart thing, yeah. He could have rode that wave with the salt thing. And then instead of charging people, yeah, this ridiculous amount of money and opening these restaurants, he could have opened a smaller outlet, a really small one, where it's just like 5 or 6 seatings, and maybe like a half the menu. If he did something like that, yeah, and like he brought half the, like it was half the menu and the prices were brought down, he could have sustained that for a long time. If he avoided this fucking drama with the FIFA World Cup, and if he wasn't so fucking arrogant and thirsty for the limelight, for the spotlight, maybe things wouldn't be looking the way it is for him right now. But it's just some certain people, it's like, looking from his background as well, like he came from a background where he didn't have nothing, and then he worked his way up and he built the empire that he has. It's admirable. But there's certain people who, once they reach that level and they're in the spotlight, they get addicted to it. It becomes like a drug for them, because they never got noticed when they were growing up. They didn't have that attention given to them when they were growing up, and so now, out of nowhere, everyone is giving them attention. Everyone is just flooding them with things, and it can be overwhelming. So it can be overwhelming, but then it can be also addicting, especially if that's something that you always craved. And clearly by his action, it seems like he craved attention growing up and he just never got it. Like the World Cup is one of the biggest sporting events in the world. I think it's after cricket. So imagine nearly the whole of the world watching you, and you're going on a football pitch trying to celebrate with the football team that just won, and you have no ties to them. You don't have the same nationality, nothing. You have no ties to them at all. It's just that he was just craving the attention, and once he finally got it, he couldn't stop. That's why he was easy to say it was artificial intelligence. You know, because he doesn't want to believe it himself that he got kicked out from the after party. Like, he knew what was going on when his security guard was getting pushed out, because everything is in, you know the human hearing is really good, so you know, especially from the back, you can hear things, because like we evolved like that, innit? Because even our vision, like we can see our peripheral vision, we can see the sides. It's all to do with the hunting that we had to do once upon a time. So when we're hearing things, especially from the back, it's very sensitive, like we hear it. So he definitely heard the commotion that was happening behind him. He just chose to not acknowledge it because he knew it was about him. $35,000 though, charging people for that kind of food. It is ridiculous. But we have become a consumer society where it's all about consumption. And like she said, she doesn't eat meat. I mean, realistically speaking, I kind of feel bad for Salt Bae. But then at the same time, I kind of feel like he deserves it, because he should have known better. He should have known better. But if he does make a comeback, it would be nice to see him doing like a cooking show where he actually gets his products from, how he marinates, like, you know, behind the scene, kind of thing. If he was to come back, that would be the best route for him. Like him basically opening up to the world through his cooking rather than his antics. So on that note, I'll catch you on the next one. Hasta luego.